1986 was one of those rare years when pop, rock, soul, and movie soundtracks all collided at the top of the charts. These weren't just hits, they were the songs drifting out of car windows, playing at school dances, and sneaking into your memory whether you meant to remember them or not. Today, we're counting down the top 15 songs from 1986 that you've forgotten.
Two worlds collide, rival nations. It's a primitive clash.
Some still surprise, some feel overdue for a comeback, and one near the top quietly ruled the charts longer than almost anyone remembers.
But you can't read, running at.
Let's rewind the clock and start where so many great 80s memories began.
And if you lost your love for me.
Number 15, Separate Lives by Phil Collins and Marilyn Martin. If you were anywhere near a radio in the mid-80s, this song probably found you whether you asked for it or not. Separate Lives paired Phil Collins with Marilyn Martin for a sweeping duet that felt custom-built for quiet heartbreak.
Just holding on to time.
Pulled from a movie soundtrack, the song quickly escaped the film's shadow and became a staple on adult contemporary radio. What made it memorable was its restraint. No dramatic vocal sparring, no theatrical climax.
Just speak to me somehow.
Just two voices calmly accepting that love doesn't always land where you expect. Collins was already everywhere in 1986, yet this track showed his softer, reflective side, while Martin's understated delivery kept it grounded.
I held on to let you go.
It's the kind of song people remember hearing late at night, when the radio felt like it was talking directly to them. From there, the countdown shifts to something far cooler and far more detached. Number 14, West End Girls by Pet Shop Boys. Nothing on American pop radio sounded quite like West End Girls when Pet Shop Boys broke through. This wasn't built for fist-pumping or sing-alongs. It was icy, stylish, and oddly hypnotic.
Too many shadows, whispering voices, faces on posters, too many choices.
The spoken word verses felt almost rebellious in a chart landscape full of big choruses and glossy hooks. Even though the song originated earlier in the decade, its chart dominance carried straight into 1986, where it felt like a quiet takeover. The lyrics hinted at class tension and city life, themes that felt more European than American pop at the time, yet the song connected anyway. MTV helped cement its mystique, turning understatement into attitude.
West End girls. West End girls.
For many listeners, this track was their introduction to synth pop as something intelligent and moody, not just danceable. As the countdown moves forward, emotion returns, this time wrapped in a cinematic love theme.
Sometimes I just forget, say things I might regret.
Number 13, Glory of Love by Peter Cetera. By the time Glory of Love hit number 1, Peter Cetera had fully stepped out of his former band's shadow. This song was inseparable from its movie tie-in, yet it stood on its own as a defining 80s power ballad.
I don't wanna lose you. I could never make it.
Cetera's voice carried sincerity without slipping into melodrama, which helped the song feel heartfelt instead of overproduced. It dominated radio, wedding playlists, and slow dances, becoming one of those tracks people recognized within seconds.
There's so many things I wanna say.
What's often forgotten is how perfectly timed it was. Audiences were craving emotional sincerity wrapped in polished production. The song delivered both, and its chart success proved that soundtrack singles could still rule the year-end rankings.
I will always love you. I would never leave you alone.
As iconic as this one became, it wasn't the only quiet storm climbing the charts that year. Just below it sat a song that sparked more whispered conversations than almost any other. Number 12, Secret Lovers by Atlantic Starr.
Secret lovers, yeah, that's what we are.
Secret Lovers by Atlantic Starr slid into the charts with a smoothness that made its subject matter feel almost gentle. The song told a complicated story. Romance lived in the shadows, yet it never felt judgmental or dramatic.
Here we are, the two of us together.
That subtlety helped it cross over from R&B stations to pop radio, where listeners leaned in instead of tuning out. The harmonies were warm, the groove was unhurried, and the vocals felt conversational rather than theatrical.
Taking this crazy chance to be all alone.
In many ways, this track captured the adult side of 80s pop, aimed at listeners who had lived a little more life. It quietly became one of the year's most recognizable slow jams, even if people don't always remember how high it climbed.
I wait anxiously alone.
That sense of emotional honesty sets the stage for a song that didn't just inspire, it uplifted an entire generation. Number 11, Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston. When Greatest Love of All reached its peak, Whitney Houston was no longer just a rising star, she was becoming a cultural force. This wasn't a flashy vocal showcase, it was a slow build, driven by conviction and clarity.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let.
The message resonated across age groups, from classrooms to graduation ceremonies, and the song's steady climb made its chart success feel earned.
We used to be everybody searching for a hero.
Houston's delivery balanced strength and vulnerability, giving the track a timeless quality that extended far beyond 1986.
Let the children's laughter.
What's remarkable is how often this song is remembered emotionally, but forgotten statistically. It finished among the year's biggest hits. And just ahead, another Whitney Houston song waits in the countdown, tied to a surprising chart gamble that paid off in a big way. Number 10, Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. By the time Addicted to Love took over the airwaves, Robert Palmer had pulled off something rare, reinventing his image without alienating his audience. Musically, the song was lean and driving, built on a pulsing rhythm that felt urgent without being aggressive. But visually, it became iconic. The video's stark look turned Palmer into a pop culture fixture almost overnight, helping the song dominate both radio and television. What often gets lost is how strong the record stood on its own. This wasn't a novelty hit boosted by visuals. It was a rock song with pop precision, landing perfectly in the middle of 80s excess and restraint. Its chart run carried straight into 1986. Proving that a song released the previous year could still define the next. From there, the countdown shifts from polished cool to something far bolder and far more daring. Number 9, Kiss by Prince. Few artists could strip a song down to almost nothing and still make it explode like Kiss did. Prince ignored nearly every pop rule of the time. Minimal instrumentation, sharp rhythm, and a vocal delivery that felt playful and confrontational all at once. It sounded unlike anything else on the charts, and that was exactly the point. While other artists chased bigger production, Prince proved confidence was louder than volume. The song raced up the charts and stayed there, becoming one of the year's most talked about hits. Its success wasn't just musical, it was cultural, reinforcing Prince's reputation as someone who dictated trends rather than followed them. Even today, it feels timeless, daring listeners to keep up. As the countdown climbs higher, the tone shifts again, this time toward pure cinematic adrenaline.
Two worlds collide, rival nations. It's a primitive clash.
Number 8, Burning Heart by Survivor.
Burning heart, just about to burst.
If any song was engineered to match a movie's intensity, Burning Heart delivered it with absolute conviction.
We hope against all hope. There is so much at stake.
By 1986, Survivor were already associated with arena-sized motivation, and this track doubled down on that identity. The pounding rhythm and soaring vocals made it impossible to ignore, whether you were jogging, driving, or just turning up the radio.
In the darkest night, rising like a spire.
Though tied to a film, the song stood tall on its own, resonating with listeners who had never seen a single scene.
The warrior's code, there's no surrender.
It climbed high on the charts and stayed there, fueled by sheer momentum. What's often forgotten is how dominant soundtrack singles still were at this moment in pop history. As the countdown continues, that big screen energy gives way to something far more unexpected, a hit that no one saw coming. Number 7, Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy. When Party All the Time hit the charts, many listeners assumed it would be a short-lived novelty. After all, Eddie Murphy was already one of the biggest comedy stars on the planet. But the joke never came, because the song was legitimately catchy. Produced with serious pop polish, it blended humor with club-ready rhythm, earning real radio play and chart credibility. Instead of fading quickly, it climbed and held its ground well into 1986. That longevity surprised critics and audiences alike, turning skepticism into curiosity. It became one of those songs people remember arguing about. Was it supposed to be fun? Or was it just fun? Either way, it worked. And just ahead sits a song that started as a risk, then quietly became one of the year's biggest triumphs. And as we move closer to the top 5, the competition only gets tighter. Number 5, Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. There's something unmistakably mid-80s about Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. From the moment it starts, the song feels reflective, almost cinematic, built on shimmering keyboards and a slow, deliberate pace.
This time might be the last fear.
It wasn't flashy or aggressive, yet it connected deeply with listeners who wanted emotion without excess. The band struck a careful balance between pop accessibility and introspection.
That's your half of the flesh and blood that makes me whole.
Which helped the song linger on radio far longer than many expected.
When we hear the voices sing, the book
By 1986, it had become one of those tracks people associated with late-night listening, headphones on, lights low. What often gets overlooked is just how dominant it was on the charts. This wasn't a minor hit, it was a defining one. Its success proved that mood could matter as much as melody, and it set the emotional tone as the countdown moved into its most competitive territory.
so many promises
Michael McDonald, ladies and gentlemen.
never should be spoken.
Number 4, On My Own by Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald.
Ooh, yeah.
When two unmistakable voices come together, expectations are high, and On My Own delivered. Patti LaBelle and Michael McDonald didn't try to outshine each other.
One more time.
Instead, the power came from contrast, her gospel-rooted intensity meeting his smooth, reflective tone.
Something in my heart always knew I'd be like.
The song unfolded like a conversation between two people finally accepting reality. It resonated across formats, from pop to adult contemporary,
Said our love would always be true.
and its chart performance reflected that wide appeal. By the time it peaked, it felt unavoidable, playing in homes, cars, and workplaces alike. What made it special was its maturity. This wasn't young love or heartbreak, but acceptance. As the countdown nears the top 3, the songs grow even more personal, starting with an artist making a surprising turn.
Time to see the writing on the wall.
Number 3, Live to Tell by Madonna.
If I live to tell the secret I knew then.
At a time when dance floor dominance defined her image, Live to Tell marked a bold shift for Madonna. Stripped of club beats and built around quiet tension,
I was not ready for the fall.
the song revealed a more serious, introspective side. It unfolded slowly, trusting listeners to stay with it.
Sometimes it gets so hard to hide it.
And they did. The track climbed steadily, eventually becoming one of her most successful singles of the year. Its connection to a film added emotional weight, but the song stood strong on its own. What many forget is how long it held attention at the top, quietly competing with some of the biggest hits of the decade.
Truth is never far behind. You kept it hidden.
Near the top of the chart, one question lingered. Which song truly ruled the year the longest? That answer waits just ahead.
That helping hand, someone who understands. 'Cause when you
Number 2, Say You, Say Me by Lionel Richie.
say you, say me.
Warm, reassuring, and instantly familiar, Say You, Say Me felt like a conversation set to music. Lionel Richie had a rare ability to sound personal while speaking to millions at once.
When you feel you've lost your way, you got someone there to say.
And this song exemplified that gift. Its melody was gentle, its message inclusive, and its timing impeccable. By 1986, it was everywhere. Radio, award shows, and movie tie-ins.
Behind the walls of doubt, a voice was crying out.
And audiences never seemed to tire of it. Songs spent weeks at the top, building a chart run that rivaled anything else that year.
That's the way it should be. Say you.
Many assumed it would finish as the biggest hit of the year. But one song lasted even longer, carried even more weight, and ultimately claimed the number 1 spot.
Should ever go away, well then close your eyes.
Number 1, That's What Friends Are For by Dionne, Warwick, and Friends.
Sure, that's what friends are for.
Topping the year wasn't just about popularity, it was about purpose. That's What Friends Are For brought together Dionne Warwick with an all-star lineup, creating a moment that went far beyond radio.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can know.
The song dominated the charts for weeks, becoming the longest-running number 1 of the year. Its success wasn't driven by hype alone. It resonated emotionally and culturally, uniting listeners around a shared cause.
Feel the way we do today, and then if you can.
In 1986, this song felt unavoidable, played, discussed, and remembered not just for how it sounded, but for what it stood for. That combination of message and momentum secured its place at the very top of the year-end chart, closing out one of pop music's most memorable years.
Good times and bad times, I'll be on your
And that's the countdown, the top 15 songs from 1986 that you've forgotten. Some were quiet giants, some surprised everyone, and one ruled the year longer than almost anyone remembers. Which one brought you back instantly, and which do you think gets overlooked the most today? Let me know, and if there's another year you want to rewind next, just say the word.